A lot of realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No.
No,
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
I do not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon. There at stage, lobby day for realtors. I'm trying to think, when did that take place? And hello and good morning, everyone. I am streaming live in LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, and I believe I'm also on Facebook. Ooh, what a day. And already it's just now Thursday, 10 a.m. Central Time. I want to thank you all for joining me this morning. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am an Army veteran. I'm also a realtor with Real People Realty right here in Chicago. I've been a realtor for 26 consecutive years. I've been working in the veterans community, specifically veteran community, for 22 consecutive years. And with that being said, I have served, some people would say from the bottom, the bottom of the barrel, homeless veterans. Who's housing homeless veterans these days? And everybody says veterans don't need to be homeless. Well, what are you doing about it? I'll tell you what I'm doing about it to help you do something about it. I've written a book series. It's called U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resources Book Series. Wrote the books, and I also published the books under my publishing company, VetMentors Publishing. Because I feel it's very important that I start getting all this information out of my head. 22 years, I didn't have time to sit down and conceptualize and compartmentalize everything I was doing in order to create something tangible for people to follow. But I have. The past 6 weeks, we went through this book. It's called The Collaborative Housing Solutions for Homeless Veterans. And this publication was specifically written for social workers, case managers, human care professionals. And I want to see the chats over here. I'll come back. I'm not answering anything right now. TikTok, y'all do this. Not TikTok, but YouTube. They do this to me every time. But anyway, this book was written for case managers, social workers, human care professionals, and first responders. Because think about it. They touch homeless veterans first. A homeless veteran would go to the VA hospital. A homeless veteran would go to any VA CBOC, community medical center. Homeless veteran would go to the hospital and look for help. But the social workers, case managers, human care professionals, first responders, they had no clue on what to do with these homeless veterans. So they would sometimes keep them in the hospital overnight and back out the door the next morning. Otherwise, if there were no services in their little box to put them in, then they had nothing for them. So they would just march them on back out the door. You might ask yourself, Yvette, how do you know this? Well, first of all, I just told you I've been working in this community for 22 consecutive years. Second of all, I was one of those veterans who was marched right back out the door homeless several times. And I stopped counting at about 7. It had to be over 2 dozen because I was in an abusive relationship, married to a Marine, an actively serving Marine. I was already an Army veteran and I discharged with no benefits. And that's why I had no money. I had no housing allowance. I had no medical. I had nothing. I had no check coming in because when you leave the military, if you don't retire, then you don't get a pension. If you don't discharge with a disability, and it is it is documented, and you have a percentage high enough to pay rent or mortgage somewhere, then you have nothing. And that was me. And that's a lot of our homeless veterans today. They are not connected to their benefits. So now they're not connected to any resources that will allow them to, I should close my window, but I like the fresh air and air condition at the same time. But anywho, they have no resources to pay rent. So how do you help these poor veterans? Oh my God, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I get a lot of joy out of it as a realtor. As a realtor, and people say that, how did you make money if these veterans have no money to pay for rent, to get housing? That's the lovely part about it. I teach you how to help them get the money. Hello over there on YouTube. I teach you how to help veterans, basically. You want to say there shouldn't be any homeless veterans. Well, now go to Amazon and grab the Collaborative Housing Solutions for Homeless Veterans book. And this will teach you about the community and teach you how to collab in your community so that you can help homeless veterans. I'm just going to go down some of my books. Finding Home was actually the second book. Case Manager, Social Workers was the first book. Then Finding Home, I'm like, okay, the case managers and social workers know. Well, what about the veterans? They need to know how to help themselves too. Yes, you do, veteran. You need to know how to help and how to advocate for your benefits and for your resources. And this book teaches you how to do that right here. It's on Amazon. Then we have, what else do I have in my treasure chest of publications? I love it. Then we have, this is one of my first up here. I'll get back to that one. We have Veteran Care Entrepreneurship. A lot of people say, my pleasure area. A lot of people say, I want to house homeless veterans. I do. And that's it. The conversation goes flat, waiting for me to fill in the blanks. Well, read a book. I'm not a parrot, and I keep telling everybody that. Everything is in my head, and now it's coming out in publications. I don't like to talk a lot. I don't like to be on the phone just telling people, well, yeah. No, God, no, I'm not doing that. You're adults. You can read. And these books are, you don't want to just listen to books. I feel this type of education, you need to have something tangible in your hands, because in my publications, you have to write. You have to fill in some things. In Collaborative Housing Solutions, you have to create your war chest. In your war chest, you're going to write them down. So now you can easily pick up your book, and it's in the book. It's in the book. If you are a techie person, that's fine. The book can be downloaded, and then you can put it wherever you want to put it, techie. I don't know what you're going to do. Put it in the book. So that is collaborative housing solutions for homeless veterans, for social workers, case managers, human care professionals, and finding home for veterans, and also the family of veterans who are concerned about your veteran in your home or not. They don't have a home. So how do you help the veteran who you are concerned with? Well, get the book, study it, and I'll do a live on the book too later. Then the veteran care entrepreneurship home. I got some more books, but anywho, we're going to stop here. For veterans who say, okay, you know what, Yvette, I'm not homeless. I don't need homeless services. I got my COE and I have 100% service connected disability rating. I've got my Social Security check coming in. And by the way, I retired from the VA as well. So now I've got 3 incomes added up. Some of y'all can, some of y'all can't. But those 3 incomes could easily be $7, $8, $9, $10, $12,000 a month. You got it like that, veteran. You kept your credit intact, and now you say that I just want to buy a house. None of that's for me. Homeless, I'm not. So this is the book for you. This is the 3rd edition Veterans Buying Real Estate Guide for Today's Market. Any market, wherever you are nationwide, this is the book for you. Because guess what? A VA loan, veteran benefits, they're federal. Everywhere you go, you will be able to use that VA loan within the federal system, city, state. You get a loan, get a VA loan. So this is the book for you. This walks you through how to use your VA loan benefits. This is 3rd edition Veterans Buying Real Estate Guide for Today's Market. One more book. One more. And it's not just one more. I've got like 30 some odd books. And some of those are also international titles. And those international titles are philanthropy books for my family, known or unknown, in the regions of Ghana and Uganda. They're to help my families there. Family of 50 children who are abandoned and orphaned, and I'm helping them. You know, we've got a GoFundMe. We also have a book. I didn't bring those up here. I'm going to stop here and thank everyone again for tuning in today. Today is the first session through August until we're finished. We're not going to go through this whole book. No, we're not doing that. I'm going to give you some highlights. This book is 158 pages. It's 158 pages. So we will go through some highlights, because for realtors, you need to know how to engage in the community. Let me look and see some of these questions over here on YouTube, because we are not going to get into a classroom. This is an overview, but let me see if I can answer some. How can new realtors get started in veterans housing advocacy? I'll get the book. Yep, get this book and come here and learn. Read the book and come here and learn. Let me hear another question here. Does credit repair take priority before rental searches? Oh, hey, Danny Jr. And no, it doesn't. I've housed can y'all see that? Over 5,000 homeless veterans. You think a homeless veteran is thinking about getting their credit repaired before they get housed? How? No. I teach realtors how to work effectively and efficiently in the community with social workers, case managers, human care professionals, and investors. You have to have people on your team who understand what you are actually doing. I couldn't have housed and instrumented the housing of over 5. I still get homeless veterans from all over the country. It's a list of homeless veterans who we're serving right now whose credit is shot because they're homeless. You can't pay bills when you're homeless and you don't have any money. So who cares about credit? So when you're working in the community with investors who understand the need, they're getting a guaranteed check every month. Do you think all these investors care about a 650 credit score when the government is clearly saying, hey, I'm going to send you a check every month to pay this veteran's rent? No. So credit, no, does not take priority. Get the book. And let me see another question over here on YouTube. Here's one. I don't even know what this. How do you convince landlords to work with voucher holders? They give money every month, period. Now, veterans, and I love that question because I have a lot of investors who are still knocking on my door and we're still filling their units to this day, simply because they know the power of revenue. They know the power of cash flow. So the landlords who are investors, who are like some of my landlords, have 400 units. Some of them have 4,000 units. I used to manage 633 units. I introduced that investor to all of these programs that pay the rent for these, not just veterans, but other citizens in our community. He's still in business today. I can call him and pick up the phone and we'll have a conversation. So they want the cash flow. Investors, you said landlords. Some of the landlords, they understand too. Some of the landlords are just scary. If they have 1 unit or 2, they might be, but just letting them know that guaranteed funds, and these are good people who just need a break. Like myself. I was a homeless female Army veteran of domestic violence. And I had an order of protection. And back in the day, an order of protection was not a protected class. Today it is. So women with order of protections would come to my office. And at first, my investor said, oh, no. He was my boss at the time. I had a job. He said, oh, no. Her husband, boyfriend, or whoever he was, is going to come back and mess up the place. That never happened. What's the toughest credit challenge you've seen veterans face? None. I've housed veterans who had 4 evictions. I housed a veteran who had 170 criminal hits on his background. How do you handle cases where a veteran has no rental? Get the book. No rental history. It doesn't matter. What role do community partners play in the process? It's in the book, Collaborative Housing Solutions for Homeless Veterans, and it's in the book, A Realtor's Blueprint. Thank you. Last question. Love how you break down landlord expectations so clear. Oh, my pleasure, Jeffrey, my pleasure. And over here on TikTok, how much is the book? Oh, I don't know. Please go on Amazon. I can't remember everything about everything. Everything is, this book right here is $50. And when I teach this in the classroom, is also for CE credit for realtors who take the book. This class and book was approved by the IDFPR. That's the Illinois Department of Financial Rules and Regulations, something like that. IDFPR in Illinois. So this is an approved book with an approved class. Great job. Such a complex process feel doable. It's very doable. It's very, very doable. And it's complex. I'm writing now. Oh, that's a new one. Oh my God. I'm writing congressional letters. And I think I don't want to take up all, I'm going to just talk 10 more minutes, and then we're going to get into the overview of a realtor's blueprint. We have so many homeless veterans who can receive benefits through resources. However, they're getting stopped and blocked at the door. I've got several YouTube videos talking about specific cases that I'm working with right now in North Carolina, in Texas. Where's my book? Oh my God. I've sent out at least 20 congressional letters, and we got a response back from Senator Tim Kaine in Washington. She is actually, where is she in? I forgot where she's in North Carolina. No, I forgot. Anyway, but Senator Tim Kaine did respond to one of our letters that was sent directly to him with his name on it. He sent, or his assistant, I'm sure, sent a letter back simply stating this is what Senator Tim Kaine did, and that's it. This is what he did. It's on paper. It's on paper of what he did. So, and there were some legislation passed for veterans in homeless situations and things of that nature. However, she's still a homeless female veteran in her car. Then the agencies that were pointed out in the letter, and the agencies also received a letter. To me, it's, and I've seen it over the years, over 22 years of working in this field. I want to learn and help veterans. Thank you, Nita. I need you to get the books. That's how you learn. You can't learn by osmosis. So get the books, sweetheart, all of them, and read them. That's how you learn. And then come back to my lives. And I'm also looking into that school platform, because 1 hour here is not enough. So, and my husband said, oh, well, something he mentioned to me last night, but I'm like, he did all of these things, all of these legislative points that they created. Who's overseeing those legislations? Who is the point person that someone can pick up the phone and say, this is who you need to talk to work through your situation of homelessness? Because this legislation, he's passed, where he was on several of them. But who's speaking on behalf of those legislations? Who's talking to the veterans because they were passed? Who's talking to them? Who can pick up the phone and say, yes, I am the case. I don't know what titles they have, but I'm the point person for this legislation that has been passed in our city, our town. Who's there to pick up the phone? So who cares about legislation if it's not being enforced? We still have homeless veterans. And that's the part that pisses me off. It's $3.2 billion in circulation right now. And these organizations are scrambling right now to spend that money, but they're not spending the money where it's needed. This is the list, and this is just one list of SSVF organizations that have received a portion of that $3.2 billion. I'm going to read off one here. In Alabama, St. Francis House, they received $4,046,511. Why are there still homeless veterans? How many people on your staff do you have that you're paying $100,000 plus to? And you're not allocating those funds primarily to house these homeless veterans and to put them in programs where they're going to be self-sufficient. That's the program I have. That's what I teach you how to do, is how to use this money, how to advocate, how to take it to Congress, take it to the House, take it to the Senate, take it to your mayor, take it to your alderman. Enforce this legislation, damn it. That's why we have homeless veterans. I know what it feels like to be a homeless person. I was there. And as a homeless veteran, and you want to say we shouldn't have homeless veterans, what are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? I wake up and I go to sleep. I didn't go to bed last night till 3 a.m. I have a family of 5 in North Carolina. This veteran, he said he felt he wasn't worth anything anymore because he couldn't take care of his family. He has no income besides 30% service connection disability pay. 30% cannot get you rent anywhere for a family of 5. He's in North Carolina. So letters are going out today to everybody in Washington. It's going to the director of the VA. It's going to the mayor where he lives. It just hurts me so bad that we're still talking about this. We're still dealing with this every single day. It's too much money, and that's why it's not going away. That's why it's not going away. But we can effectively use this money to help bridge the gap for our homeless veterans so that they can have a place where they can now go and relax, to get their minds right, to go back out and become a viable citizen. That's what we want. That's all we want. Not to be a father and to say I felt worthless and I tried to commit suicide because I couldn't take care of my family. We shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to still be in this position when we clearly have billions of dollars that are being sent to these organizations and they're not using this money on what really matters. They're not. Incomes is eating up a lot of these resources. You've got these big, beautiful facilities. Oh, hold on, let me tell you who got a lot more money. $5 million went to United States Veterans Initiative in Arizona. $5 million in Arizona for one agency. Then you have another. Oh, my eyes are so bad. You got $22 million. $22,942 that went to Nation's Finest. $22 million, and that's in Arizona and Nevada. Nation's Finest received $22 million. Why do you still have homeless veterans in Arizona or Nevada? Why? When this money could clearly bridge the gap of all of those homeless families and individuals you have there. That's why I'm here, because nobody is talking about this. Everybody is wanting this money. I want to house homeless veterans. For what? You want to get the money first? I'm here to teach you how to house homeless veterans ethically, responsibly. Give them their honor back. You're stripping it away by not spending that money on them. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson. I'm a former Army female homeless veteran because I was in a domestic violent marriage by the hands of my then serving Marine husband, which caused me to be afraid and feared for my life every single day. As a young wife, had no money. I had no family who understood what was going on. All they said was, why do you stay? Where the hell am I supposed to go? You're not opening your doors to me. Not one of my older brothers and sisters told me I could come and stay with them until I got myself together. Not one. I live that life so I can come and tell the story and help other people get out of it. Help other people thrive. That's why I'm here. And I thank you so much for being here. I poured a lot into these publications. So get the publications and read to learn what I know, to be out of it. A realtor's blueprint. I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor with Real People Realty. And I've been with Real People Realty since November 1st, 2011. And I want to thank my previous managing broker, Tim Ryan, who hired me. And I was just doing rentals. I had never sold anything when I came to join Real People Realty. I had never sold a house. And this was in 2011. And I've had my real estate license since 1996. I was only doing rentals, homeless housing. Homeless housing. I was only housing homeless people and made a 6-figure income. God is so good. I was homeless, raising 2 children. This was years after that marriage that gave me so many lessons that I was able now to teach people to navigate their lives. So he gave me the job, as a realtor, licensed realtor. And I told him, look, I don't sell. I didn't even use the MLS. I'd never used the MLS. I said, I go straight to who I need to go to. And here is my inventory of properties. It was like 6, 7, 8 pages. I would carry 5, 6, 700 properties at any given time. Pick up the phone and say, hey, I've got 10 homeless, 10 veterans with this service, with this benefit, with this resource, and I need 10 1-bedrooms or 5 1-bedrooms and 5 2-bedrooms. Okay, that when you like to come by, I'll have the janitor open the door. Well, Yvette, you know what? I haven't seen you in so long. I'm going to meet you there. I'm like, okay, let's get it. So in one day I would house 10 veterans. I remember one day I was down at the Jesse Brown VA CRRC and housed 22 homeless veterans who came to me and sat down at my desk, and I picked up the phone. And back then I would have some agents work with me, maybe 1 or 2. I remember Charles Churchill, he would come, he would bring his van and fill it up and take the veterans around and say, pick one. And we're popping them out like popcorn. 5,000 homeless veterans housed. A realtor's blueprint, that's me on the back. That is me. I take full credit of everything in this publication. A realtor's blueprint, the veteran's path to home, navigating the journey from homelessness to home ownership. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am a realtor with Real People Realty. Thank you, Tim Ryan, for believing in me, and I only did rentals. They were like, what? Yvette, how many came? What? I would say, Tim, I would do $10,000 months in rentals, $12,000 months. When I got to like 5,000, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, who didn't get housed? I would go back and get them. You need this apartment. Come on. But anyway, let me compose myself. I am on live TV. So we're talking about a realtor's blueprint. I am a realtor, and I teach realtors how to work effectively and efficiently with your time in this community of housing homeless veterans. I've conducted veteran housing and home buying workshops for 13 years, consecutive years, I should say, at one location. And I would branch off to other locations. And this was at the Forest Park Vet Center. 13 years from 2013 to 2025. The very first one can be seen, well, one of the very first ones in this publication. And the reason I put it in this publication, along with the dates that all of the workshops were done, for this workshop, I believe this was 2018, but this workshop was in 2013. So that should tell you that's already 5 years, and we're already doing 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 workshops. 22 workshops right here. It's in the Realtor's Blueprint. 22 workshops in the community. These 22 workshops consisted of Chicago Heights Vet Center, Chicago Vet Center, Forest Park Vet Center, Harold Washington College, and Prairie State College. We almost had one at Olive Harvey. I don't know what happened to that dude. But we did conduct housing fairs and seminars, workshops at Olive Harvey. I didn't like the Olive Harvey setup. They had us in a hallway. I'm like, not the hallway, but the lobby. I'm like, it's too big, and we gotta yell, and we're not doing this again until you get us a room. That's probably what I said. I know I did. This was our very last workshop of the year at the Forest Park Vet Center. And this workshop was March 20th. Was it? Yeah, March 20th, 2025. That was the last workshop because the administration changed. And then something else happened that, people are haters. How the hell you gonna hate on somebody housing homeless veterans? They do. People will hate you. I don't care. You could be homeless yourself and a person will hate you. You look too good to be homeless. Have you heard this one before? I'm like, I just chuckle. You don't look like you're homeless. You look too good to be homeless. What? First of all, I've housed homeless veterans. And I will never, ever, never, 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 ever, ever tell you who these people are. But we're still cool to this day. I can tell you that. I housed a homeless veteran. He came up in a cashmere coat. It was wintertime. He had on a beautiful scarf and hat to match, gloves and boots. I'm like, you know what? You lost your job, didn't you? And you couldn't pay your rent, did you? Couldn't you? Yep. So we got real. We're still friends to this day. This gentleman, MBA, homeless veteran, MBA degree, 6 Sigma. I'm like, what is a 6 Sigma? So he explained it to me, and a green belt in HR. So I'm like, he lost his job. How you going to go from a 6-figure job to be paying all your bills, thinking that your savings, thinking that you're going to get another job right away because you have an MBA degree, because you have a black belt or green belt? I forgot what it was. and a Six Sigma. You're going to get a job, so it's okay. Continue to pay your bills out of your savings. Oh, yeah, now deplete all your savings and have nothing to pay your bills. Get an eviction notice and then get evicted. What? Yeah. So those things happen. I had another homeless veteran who was referred to me by the Chicago Heights Vet Center back in the day by the director. Um, And this former homeless female veteran was a mom. She had a 10-year-old daughter at the time. That's how I always remember how many years ago it's been. Her daughter is now 25. So I was going down the highway when I got the call, and I'm like, oh, hell to the no. Hell to the no. So I made 2 phone calls. The second phone call, still an investor of mine today. He said, Yvette, I will meet you at the house. I said, good. I'm bringing her there. We got to the house, went there and picked her up, talked to her, crying and everything. I'm like, girl, look, come on, I got you. Took her to the house, her and her daughter. And the back room had a smaller door. And she said, Yvette, it's like a hobbit house. I'm like, look, this room is for your daughter. She's 10. She could fit in this room. You take the big room. And she reminded me, I grabbed her by her shoulders. And she told me, she said, Yvette, you told me this is only temporary. Today, you put a salutation before her name and call her doctor. Okay? Yes. Yes. I was in the hospital bed. I had COVID-19 pneumonia real bad. I had a near-death experience in the hospital. And when I thought I was waking up in heaven, because that's just how it was, so peaceful, and it was the most loving feeling I ever felt in my life. And I can easily take myself back there like I just did. And I woke up, I opened my eyes and I looked up and saw this person in a hat and a mask and glasses and a coat. And I'm like, are you my angel? And she said to me, no, Yvette, is Dr. Carla, the same former homeless female veteran I housed when her daughter was 10 years old. She stood over me as I woke up out of that near-death experience and prayed over my life. When I tell you this is my calling, even through death, I came back to house homeless veterans. So get the books. Get the book. Now, I apologize. This is supposed to be the first, and we still have about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to jump off right at the hour. I'm going to play one video for you all to see, and then jump off right at the hour of my time, 11 a.m., because I'm preparing for a pitch. I'm very interested in learning about helping veterans. Do you have anything other than a book to go? You know what? You're not going to learn it then. You can go out and try it yourself, but if you can't read and do the applications in the books, then I can't help you, because I don't consult over the phone with someone with no knowledge. You have to go to school. That's how you learn. So we're going to go through this publication. This is a Realtor's Blueprint. This is for realtors helping veterans. This book, if you are a veteran, if you're a family member, even, like a religious institute, a church, or a VFW, American Legion, get this book, because it will help you help those homeless veterans or veterans who are at risk of being homeless. When they come and see you, you'll know what to do. And then, hold on. This is the book that we went through for 6 weeks young lady, you can go live on YouTube and watch this 6-week series and get the book to follow along, because there's homework in this book that you'll need to do. This is Collaborative Housing Solutions for Homeless Veterans. Effective Strategies for Housing Homeless Veterans. Okay, get the book on Amazon. And Finding Home, we talked about Finding Home. If you want to do, let's say you're a nurse, and Yvette, I want to do veterans housing. Okay, nurse, get the book, Veterans Care Entrepreneurship. It teaches you how to effectively run a veterans care home. You say YouTube, you can get book on Amazon. Yes, you can. Go to YouTube, my name, Yvette Jones Swanson, and watch the series from 1st through the 6th. Order the book and follow along, because I'm always going to talk about this. Because everybody is saying we shouldn't have homeless veterans. I want to help house homeless veterans. Well, you have to learn. What's in my brain, I cannot transfer to you other than through education. I'm real big on education. I have a master's degree. I come from public housing. My parents told us at an early age, either you go to the military or you go to college. I decided to do both. So I have a master's degree in training and development and instructional design. Have a bachelor's degree from Columbia College in marketing and communications with a minor in public relations. My master's is from Northeastern Illinois University in instructional design, and with the concentration in, my master's is in HRD, human resource development, with a concentration in instructional design. I was a corporate trainer for Chase. I was a corporate trainer. Oh my God, it's just so many places. I was an instructional designer in corporate America. So this is what I do. I do adult education. I was an adjunct instructor for 4 consecutive years at ITT Technical Institute, an adjunct instructor in training at Phoenix University online when online training first came out. So I'm not new to this. I'm just new to you. So a realtor's blueprints, the veteran's path to home, navigating the journey from homelessness to home ownership. I didn't even tell y'all about all my awards. They just keep coming. And I am thankful and grateful that I am being recognized for the work that I am so passionately about doing. Even sometimes I don't even get paid for doing it. But you know what? It's God's work. My mama always says when I house a homeless veteran, I get another jewel in my crown. Thank you, Mama. So in this publication, and I also want to give a shout out to my layout artist and genius and editor, Elin Everin. Oh my, Everin, don't hurt me on this. Edit this part out. I want to thank my genius layout designer and editor, Everin Yulin. He is in the Philippines, and I have given him credit on every single publication from, I think, day 1 or maybe day 2, maybe the second publication he received credit, because the first one we were just trying things out, but it's been almost 2 years that he's been working with me and for me. So thank you, Everin. So when you see the covers of these beautiful publications, just say thank you, Everin. Everybody say thank you, Everin. So in this publication, the table of contents, there's 2 parts to this book, because a person who has never worked with a realtor who has never worked with a homeless veteran, you have to learn. A homeless veteran is a person, but with a greater dynamic, and they're going to come at you some type of way. Yeah, they are, because you're saying, okay, I can get you housed. Now you're going to have to put the pedal to the metal, put your, what's the word? What's the phrase? Put your money where your mouth is. That's what this homeless veteran is waiting for you to do. Now, can you help everybody? Probably not, but you better help as many as you can. That's why you need to learn. So get the books. I'm not a parrot. I'm not going to sit here and read it word for word. You're not going to learn it that way. I'm going to come on here every week until I figure out how to start a school. Then you all can join my school. Yes. So table of contents, a realtor's blueprint, navigating the path to the journey from homelessness to home ownership. Part 1, information for veterans. But this information is really for you. This information for veterans is information for you. This is telling you what the veteran is going to expect and for you to deliver. Understanding the journey home. How do you get a veteran from homelessness to transition, to rentals, to home ownership? Wait a minute. To home ownership. How do you get a veteran to home ownership from homelessness? It's in the book, Realtors. It's in the book. Hi, honey. I'm live. You want to come say hi to the people? So in the first chapter, understanding the journey. You have to understand the veteran's journey. They're homeless right now. You have to know where they're coming from and where they need to be, where they're going. Resources, chapter 2, resources and support systems. That's chapter 2. Come say hi to the people. We're on live on TikTok, live on LinkedIn, and live on YouTube.
Okay. Hi to the people.
This is my husband, Stephen Swanson,
right.
Retired Army Master Sergeant. And this is my boo thing.
All right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Would you like to say anything?
No.
No?
No, not right now.
All right.
I got to get on the call.
Okay. And Stephen was one of my clients. That's all I'm going to say about that. So that is chapter 3, financial literacy and home ownership. Because as a realtor, I want you to let the veterans know that this is just temporary. This is just temporary. So I want you to start thinking about we already said resources, right? And support systems. That came right before navigating. Chapter 2 is resources and support systems. Chapter 3 is financial literacy and home ownership. So in chapter 2, the veteran is going to, and you too, realtor, you're going to learn about the various resources. These resources are benefits. These benefits pay for a veteran to live somewhere, right? Right? Say yes, say yes. Oh, yeah. Then you're going to talk about financial literacy. Over here on YouTube was asking about credit. You're going to talk about financial literacy and housing and home ownership. This is just temporary, guys. When you're housing a homeless veteran, it's just temporary. They're not going to be homeless forever. So you want to help guide them through that homeless journey to home ownership as a realtor. And I teach you how to do that in this publication and in this course. And then chapter 4, navigating housing options, both as a homeless veteran and as a veteran seeking to be a home owner later in life. Then you're going to learn about in chapter 6, educational workshops and training. I teach you how to conduct workshops in your community. In this book, I do. I've been conducting workshops on the VA level, the federal level, the state, the county. I've even gone to the federal prison and Cook County corrections to talk to veterans who are being released from incarceration, homeless. How are we going to navigate you from incarceration to someplace to live. I teach you how to conduct those workshops. You're going to have to get yourself in the doors, but I teach you how to do that too. It's in the conversations that we have as a trusted realtor. Then I teach you overcoming challenges. How do you overcome these homeless challenges? So a veteran is going through a lot that they're not going to tell you about because their minds are moving so quickly. Look, it's they got to get someplace to live. So they may be curt, they may be a bit brass. They may be sometimes hostile. But understand where this veteran's mind is. You have some place to go sleep tonight. They don't. I'm working with a veteran right now who brought me 5 homeless veterans to my husband and I. My husband is a realtor as well, a veterans realtor. We took them 5 veterans and we took them around several locations, and all 5 of them chose an apartment, and all 5 of them got housed. And one of them was released from incarceration, and he had to live outside of 500 feet. Okay, so I gotta do something over here on TikTok. Gotcha. All right, now, and we'll be exiting in 4 minutes. So then overcome, and then chapter 8, celebrating your success. Celebrating your success, realtor and former homeless veteran, maintaining stability and growth, and then the journey continues. And that's just part 1. Part 2 is a whole nother set of chapters. Part 2 also has 9 chapters. So this is a book that will it will get you a lot of knowledge that was up in here now in this book. Thank you all for watching. We've got 3 minutes. I'm going to play this video for you over here, and then we'll be back same place next week at 10 a.m. You have any questions, comments, concerns, shoot them to me. You want to hire me as a consultant after you read a book, because I'm not going to teach and train you. You're not going to ask me 1,000 questions that I clearly know could have been answered in reading a book. So my consultations are $100 for 30 minutes right now. Right. So keep that in mind. Oh, and I've been booked on a show. I've been booked on a national show. So y'all will see later. Is it national? I don't even want to. Yes, is it national? It's a national show, but it's local here to Chicago, but it's a national show. Your passion full of work show, so inspiring. Thank you so much. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson, as you see, and I am a veterans realtor from homeless to homeownership. And I thank God every single day that He allows me to wake up and say that. Because our veterans need us. So get a book, get the whole series, make it like your old encyclopedia back in the day. That's just how much knowledge is in these publications. Media assets. Let me see if I could play this.
A lot of realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No,
No.
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
do not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon.
Ciao for now. It is the top of the hour, 11 o'clock, and I want to thank everyone who stuck around, and I'll see you next week. Make sure you go to Amazon and get the book, so when you come back next week, you would have read at least chapter 1. And they're short chapters, but they're impactful. They're packed with knowledge. Thanks for watching.
A lot of realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No.
No,
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon.
AM. Bye for now.